Who doesn't feel the allure to travel? I'm sure for many of you, it's one of your main motivations to learn English. However, traveling can also be an experience that fills us with anxiety. And even more if you arrive in another country and do not have the words you need to get from A to B. So by the end of this video, my goal is for you to feel more confident next time you travel alone, because you will have the exact expressions you need for your trip so you don't end up like this guy.
Yellow taxi cab, please. Take me to Ramadan, 161 Lexington.
Staying at the Ramada Inn?
Keep the change.
Do you know anyone in New York?
Yes,
Who?
yes,
Who?
yes.
No, do you know anyone in New York?
Yes, yes,
Who?
yes. One 6-1.
And so you don't just learn these expressions, but actually remember them forever. So you have them at the tip of your tongue when you travel. I have a gift for you. It's this smart flashcard deck on the Real Life app. These use a scientific method to make new words stick in your brain like super glue, so you can use them confidently and naturally. To get the flashcards for free, just click the link in the description. Here is how the lesson will work. So you will learn over 20 advanced expressions that will help you feel confident on your next trip. To teach you these, we will journey together from the time you depart your home to the moment you arrive at your destination. This lesson is broken into 4 parts: on the way to the airport, at the airport, on the plane, arriving at your destination. All right, if your bags are all packed, let's make our way to the airport. You have all sorts of options to get to the airport: a private transfer, taxi, or Uber, or public transportation like a bus or subway. If you're looking for speed and comfort, at the start of your trip, you might hail a cab on a busy street. This simply means to signal a taxi to stop and pick you up, usually by raising your hand or arm out towards the street. This is an important collocation because many learners would incorrectly say call a cab or stop a cab. You hail one.
I'm trying to hail a cab. I'm going to his office.
We gotta hail a cab. Hold your hand out.
By the way, both cab and taxi are correct. Now, before you hail your cab or even catch the bus, you might want to ask the driver, how much is the fare to the airport? The fare is the amount of money you pay for a ride on a taxi, bus, train, or metro. It's one of those words that's easy to confuse with fee or price, but native speakers specifically use fare for public or paid transport.
Okay, that'll be $17.50. Hey, buddy. Hey, pay the fare.
Maybe we could split the fare? Or, you know what? I'll cover the whole thing.
You'll probably be dropped off at departures, and when you get to your destination, you'll be picked up at arrivals. One of the nice things about getting a cab instead of the bus is that they offer curbside drop-off. To drop someone off means to leave them somewhere. This part of the sidewalk is the curb. So curbside literally means you are left right by the curb, in front of the airport. So convenient. Most major airports have a dedicated lane for curbside drop-offs. It's also sometimes called the drop-off zone.
When did you see him last?
Curbside check-in?
No, I saw him at the door. He was with us in the terminal.
Finally, rushing to get somewhere on time brings us to our next expression.
The mechanic said it would be an hour. We'll be back on the road by 4:30. We'll be cutting it close, but we'll get there.
What do you think cutting it close means? Arriving way too early, almost not making it on time, paying too much for something. That's right. When you're cutting it close, you're just barely making it. It's happened to me a couple times traveling that I arrived at my gate just a couple minutes before they were going to close the door. Trust me, cutting it that close is no fun. All right, so you've now arrived at the airport, hopefully with plenty of time to spare. Let's walk into the terminal. Now, once you are inside the terminal, The first thing you need to do is check in. To check in means to officially register for your flight at the airport. You confirm you're there, hand over your checked luggage, and get your boarding pass. These days, a lot of people check in online before arriving, but you still often need to go to the desk to drop your bags. You'll hear this as both a verb and a noun. I need to check in. Where's the check-in desk?
Sorry, ladies, you've come to the wrong desk.
I have asked 4 people. Each of them said we could check in for a flight to Los Angeles at any desks.
Please go directly to the check-in desk.
Now, a couple times it's happened that I'm checking in and the attendant tells me my baggage is overweight. This leads to an embarrassing situation where I had to remove things from my bag in front of everyone in line. Lesson learned: weigh your bag at home. Or better yet, if you can, just take a carry-on. Your carry-on, also called carry-on luggage or cabin baggage, is the bag you're allowed to bring onto the plane with you, rather than checking it in. Just make sure it's not too big or heavy. Otherwise, they might charge you an expensive fee to check it.
If you'll please make sure that all your carry-on luggage is safely stored in the overhead compartments.
At the check-in desk, they will also print your boarding pass, in case you don't already have it on your phone. This is simply the document that lets you get onto the plane. You buy plane tickets, but then at the airport, you use a boarding pass. They mean the same thing, but the use case is different.
They're already on the plane, and I don't want to be left behind.
Do you have a boarding pass?
Your boarding pass may also tell you your gate, or else you can look for monitors like these. I mentioned this word earlier. The gate is the specific door at the airport where you board your flight.
Not now, Kevin. What's the gate number? Hey, you better hurry up. It's the last gate, all the way down.
But before you go to your gate, you probably need to pass through the security checkpoint. That's the area where you and your bags are scanned. It's a good idea to know what is and is not permitted to take on the plane. Otherwise, you'll end up in an embarrassing situation like Wednesday.
AA 1872 to Kansas City is now boarding at gate 43.
Anything else on your person? I need a wand on this one.
Arms.
All right, you've made it through security, you know your gate, so you can probably relax a bit, grab a bite to eat, or even do some shopping. But then imagine you hear something like, "This is the final boarding call for flight IB 6275 to London Heathrow."
This is the final boarding call for flight 703 to Paris.
So a boarding call is the announcement at the gate telling passengers it's time to get on the plane. There are usually a few of these. The first boarding call, they start letting people on. Boarding calls by zones. Most airlines separate people into groups, and you can only board once your group is called. The final boarding call. Last chance, the gate is about to close. If you hear a final boarding call and you're still buying a sandwich at the cafe, run.
This will serve as your final boarding call for flight 464 to San Francisco.
Now, maybe your flight is overbooked and you're put on standby. This means you're waiting for a seat on a flight that's already full, hoping one opens up, usually because another passenger cancels or misses the flight.
Now, if you want to stay at the airport, maybe we can get you on standby.
By the way, wouldn't it be great if before your actual trip, you could practice using these expressions without pressure in a safe environment? Well, you can. Go practice speaking the expressions you're learning with a conversation based on this exact lesson on the Real Life app with your AI coach. Give it a try for free right now using the link below. Practice makes perfect, and trust me, it's going to help you feel so much more natural and confident when you have to speak English at the real airport. Great. Hopefully you've made it on your flight without any hiccups or unexpected difficulties, but there's still a lot of useful terms we'll need to know. So when you first get on a plane, a flight attendant might point you in the direction of your seat. Once you arrive there, you need to stow your carry-on. This means to put it away safely. On a plane, carry-on should be stowed in the overhead bin, or if they're small, below the seat in front of you.
Please make sure all carry-ons are safely stowed in the overhead bin or under the seat in front of you.
You may also be instructed to stow other things, like stow your tray table before takeoff and landing. Stow is a slightly formal word, and you probably only hear it when you travel on a plane. Once your belongings are all stowed, it's time to sit down and buckle up. This means to fasten your seatbelt. Planes have these weird seatbelts, and if you've never traveled on one, buckling it might be a bit tricky.
Sir, your friend needs to put her seatbelt on.
Yeah. As much as I'd love a beautiful girl drooling on my shoulder, you better buckle up.
By the way, you can use the same expression, buckle up, in your car. Now, if you're a bit nervous about flying, turbulence will be your worst nightmare. Turbulence is the bumpy, shaky movement on a plane caused by changes in air currents. It's completely normal and rarely dangerous. I've traveled many times, and I still always hold on tight to my armrest when the pilot announces we're going through a zone of turbulence.
I'd say severe turbulence, definitely severe turbulence.
You know, statistically, the chance of a plane going down because of turbulence is less than what, 1 in a billion? Or is it a million?
If there is turbulence, hopefully you download some Netflix shows on your phone to distract you. Or how about an in-flight movie? You'll hear this adjective, in-flight, a lot. It simply means anything that happens while you're in the air. In-flight entertainment, movies, TV shows, music on the plane. In-flight meal, the food served during the flight. In-flight announcement, a message from the pilot or crew.
Now sit back and enjoy your in-flight entertainment.
You'd purchase something in the in-flight duty-free.
And if you have a red-eye flight, you will sure be grateful for that in-flight entertainment.
I Google mapped it. The nearest airport is Kansas City, Missouri. So I took the liberty of booking us a little red-eye flight over there.
A red-eye, or red-eye flight, is an overnight flight that departs late at night and arrives early in the morning. The name comes from the tired red eyes passengers have after a night of uncomfortable sleep on a plane.
I took the red-eye.
All right, hopefully you've made it through the flight smoothly, caught some shut-eye, enjoyed an in-flight lunch or dinner, and didn't suffer too much turbulence. Now, the pilot will probably announce that it's time to stow your tray table and any belongings you have out, because we're about to touch down at the destination. Touchdown is the moment the plane's wheels make contact with the runway. In other words, when the plane lands. You'll also see touchdown as a single noun. We're 20 minutes from touchdown. Your plane will now taxi to the gate, and you'll be able to stretch your legs as you arrive at your destination airport. So, if you checked your bag, you'll need to follow the signs to baggage claim so you can pick it up.
Yes, I'm at the airport. I'm at the baggage claim.
Baggage claim is this area. I've had a few stressful situations where my suitcase didn't make it to the destination, and I had to wait for it to be delivered a few days later. But it's rare that this will happen to you, and just another reason to try travel with just a carry-on. Now, if you're watching this lesson, you probably took an international flight. So before you can get to baggage claim, you'll need to go through immigration. And this is where knowing the right English really counts.
What's the purpose of your visit?
What is the purpose of your visit? Business or pleasure?
What is the purpose of your visit? Business or pleasure?
Just visiting. Shopping. A plaisir.
It's a pleasure.
Business.
How long will you be staying in the United States?
Could I see your return ticket, please?
What's the purpose of your visit?
Business or pleasure?
1 month.
Pleasure.
Enjoy your stay. Next.
All right, let's finish up our lesson by preparing for some common questions like these you'll be asked at immigration. First off, which of these could be a correct answer to what's the nature of your visit? I'm visiting for tourism. Very interesting, thank you. My visit is good. Right. This question is simply asking, why are you here? In that clip from Terminal, we could hear them asking,
Business or pleasure?
meaning are you here for work, business, or tourism, pleasure? If they just ask you the purpose of your visit, you could also say something like, I'm visiting family, or I'm here on a conference. Another common question we heard is,
How long will you be staying in the United States?
if they ask you some variation of how long are you planning to stay, the immigration officer wants a specific answer, like 10 days, 2 weeks, or until the 15th. Vague answers like not long can raise red flags with immigration officers. So it's worth being clear. Finally, they might ask, do you have anything to declare?
Do you have anything to declare?
Declare means to formally and officially announce or report something. So this question means, are you carrying anything that the government needs to know about? This includes large amounts of cash, food products, tobacco over the legal limit, commercial goods, etc. If in doubt, declare it. The consequences of not declaring something can be much worse than just declaring it. So that's it. You can make your way to your hotel, Airbnb, or friend's house and enjoy your stay. But to make sure you truly are prepared, let's do a quick test to see how much is stuck. Let's do this. You arrive at the airport with only 8 minutes before check-in closes. How would you describe this situation? You're cutting it close, you're cutting it open, you're cutting it short.
We'll be cutting it close, but we'll get there.
If we're cutting it close, we're gonna make this train.
Complete this airport announcement. This is the final for passengers on flight LH441 to Frankfurt. Please proceed to gate C9 immediately. Check-in, standby, boarding call. This is the final boarding call for passengers on flight LH441 to Frankfurt. Please proceed to gate C9 immediately.
This is your final boarding call for American Airlines flight number 3972 to Chicago.
A flight attendant says, please stow your tray tables and up for landing. Strap, lock, buckle. A flight attendant says, please stow your tray tables and buckle up for landing.
Just sit down and stop worrying. Buckle up.
Imagine you've just landed in Canada on a 2-week holiday. The immigration officer asks you, what's the nature of your visit and how long are you planning to stay? How would you answer? Write your response in the comments or say it out loud. Example, I'm here for tourism. I'm planning to stay for 2 weeks until the 28th. Match each expression on the left with its meaning on the right. Awesome work! We covered a bunch of useful expressions, so be sure you remember them forever and can confidently use them when you travel. Remember to practice them on the Real Life app with the smart flashcards and your AI coach. And if you want to be able to understand fast-speaking natives without getting lost, without missing the jokes, and without subtitles, we help you do that every single week here on Learn English with TV series with 2 new lessons. Over 11 million learners from around the world are already getting more confident, natural English with us. So hit the subscribe button and bell down below so you don't miss a single new lesson. And if you're sticking around here, I recommend you watch this lesson next. What kind of songs are the best for you to learn English? Well, I'm Ethan, your Real Life English Fluency coach, and in this video, I will share 10 great songs for English fluency with you, and also teach you advanced vocabulary and native pronunciation with them. We'll cover a variety of genres so anyone can find something they enjoy. I'm super excited for today's lesson because music has been an essential tool for me in every one of the 6 languages I've learned.